right, we're back with more Oxygen Not Included, the final episode. The final episode of the Badlands. Why is it the final episode? Let's explain. Number one, I took a little time and drilled throughout the map to look for some more geysers. We've got a water geyser there. We've got, there's another geyser or two around I found. Anyways, another volcano we found. There's a gold volcano over here, and there was a polluted oxygen vent around here somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere around here. What's this one? There it is, right here. Polluted oxygen vent. Yeah. Geysers, I don't really care about. But we're ending it right here. Why? We've done all the things. And there's nothing left to do. I could spend my time. I could spend the next 20 hours drilling out the map. But I don't see a point. You would not like that. Just sitting here drilling out the map. There's no reason to drill the map out. I wanted to find the geysers to see if we could use some of the geysers for something, but there's nothing left to do. We're all done. Yes, we could tap into the map. We could tap into these for power, but here's the thing: we don't need to. We've got solar. We've got solar, and we have power here, and we just don't need to. We don't need to do that. Not necessary. No reason to. And I think I've built a pretty power-hungry base. We've got a lot of power going on here. Not huge, but yeah. There we go. Yeah. I mean, if you're new to the game, do not use this as a template for your steam turbine system. Okay, this is not the right way to do it. I just want to do this for fun. This is not the right way to build a volcanic system. This is awful. Okay, this is not the way you want to do it. There needs to be some doors and some steam, and you look up how do you do this. I do this for the lulz, right? This was just for fun. This is not the right way to do this. Okay, this was just for more fun than anything. I will happily admit that. It's a bad design. Don't use it in your personal base. For this system, one of the mistakes I made is I put too much steam in here. The steam is holding too much of the heat from, it's drawing a lot of heat. So each one of these tiles has, 55 kilos of steam in it, which is absorbing a lot of the heat, which is not producing a lot of electricity. If we had less steam in here, when the regolith comes through the rails, this would produce more power. But this is not, producing power from this is a side benefit. It's just a side benefit. What this system is designed for is to cool down the regolith that comes off from the top of the map, to cool that down from 500 to 600 degrees to 250 to 300 degrees to feed these guys. Now, one of the things you can do is strap a steam turbine on top of these guys. As well. So, pardon me, hiccups. What we would want to do is we would want to take this and build this lower down here and strap a steam turbine or two on top of it. We'd want to keep the steaming around. We want to keep this room steamed up so you could have the robo miners and everything in here made of steel. That's the true purpose of this thing. It's not to produce power. Power from here is incidental. We get it because we built it. Right? The purpose of it is to cool down the regolith coming from outer space to feed our shovels. And we have 1.8 million kilocalories. So we have lots of food coming in. Now, we've got 25 tons of regolith there. Okay. This is also, I won't say it's a poor design. It's not an optimal design. Yeah, in other words, putting a steam turbine on top of it, yes. Having a breeding room, which is this room, and your room right here. We're drowning all the eggs. You could set this up to have a certain number of these guys, and these guys starve to death, by the way. You can have as many as you want in here. I don't know how many are in here right now. 15, just 15. But this design here allows us to have extra shovels in case something bad happens. In case we lose some shovels for whatever weird reason, we have extra eggs laying around the place, and we have a couple extra hanging around in here, and these will just hatch and jump out, right? So this one takes preference. If not, they just get dropped in here, and then all the eggs get, put in a petroleum solution, and they fire up on the barbecue really nice. So this is, again, not the optimal solution for your needs. Here comes the regolith, as I was saying. This stuff comes in at 600 degrees, and then it leaves roughly around, 300? Yeah, 300 degrees. 300 degrees. If we wanted more power from this system, again, incidental power, we would just have less steam in the room, and that would allow us to do what we wanted to do. I'm very disappointed in the asteroids that we've not been producing it. In the early game, we were just getting them all the time, and now that we've built this system, the game's like, no, you can't have any more regolith. You've built the thing. So yeah, if you wanted to get power from this thing, less steam in your room, because this much steam absorbs all the heat. It's coming at 350, 300. So we're absorbing a good amount of temperature from this. If you wanted more power, but again, that's not the point of the building. It's just to cool the regolith down enough so the steel robo-miners don't. Oh, that's built out of gold? Really? Wow. Oops. So that so none of this turns into a pile of broken machinery. That's the point of the build. Let's see here, and again, there's nothing else for me to do on the map, really. I built all the important things. The important things that I wanted to build. We did play on the Ravenous, where we had to produce the most food possible, 2,000 calories per cycle per duplicate. So we need 42,000 calories per cycle in order to feed these monsters, and we have that. We've got lots of 1.7 million barbecue, and we also added in the repair of what do you call it, Atmo suits to the game, and we also added in difficult mood. So yeah, I'm satisfied that we've conquered this problem. Oh yeah, it's our new guy. It's our new cook. He's got 2 skills. There. He's not skilled enough to be let out of the base, but he's our extra cook because we had 40,000 calories in meat that we hadn't barbecued or cooked up yet. So what do I think of the max difficulty settings? I don't really think much of them. I think they just slow your game down. And that's really all those settings are going to do for you. If you want to play on max difficulty in the game and all your settings in your playthrough, just be aware it's going to slow you down. You're not going to be able to explore the asteroid as fast as you normally would be able to. On normal difficulty settings, you're getting 1,000 calories per cycle, and this would the amount of food we're producing right now would be a 40 duplicate base, easy. But we had to build all of this in order to get the food, in order to have enough food, in order to feed these monsters. There they go. Both of them cooking. Look at that. Two of our cooks just cooking away. Repair of Atmos suits, while realistic, it's kind of more of a pain. Again, it's just kind of it's more of a pain in the butt than anything for me. Like, oh, we have to grow some thimbleweed seeds, or we have to shear our Drecos in order to get the reed fiber. And if we did not have this polluted water, we would have had to shear these guys, and I would have had to design this a little differently. We would have 4 going across, some water locks to get in, and there would be hydrogen up here, chlorine on the bottom. I'd have another room with hydrogen on top, chlorine on the bottom, so on and so forth. So yeah, not a big fan of adding the difficulty settings. Just be aware it's going to slow your game down. I don't really think it does much beyond that. It's certainly a challenge. It certainly slows you down, and you have to think a little bit more about the duplicates you need to take. And normally I have a lot of drillers, but we had to have a lot of ranchers and farmers in order to feed everybody. And again, we're on cycle 1,000, and I haven't drilled out everything on the map yet. Yeah, so, and I'm usually, what are we usually on? By this time, I'm usually filling the map in with you've seen on some of my other builds where I just fill the map in with material. I just do the walls all the way across like that. Did that on the skewed asteroid most recently, Iridio, things like that. Just fill the map in. I just don't feel like drilling the rest of the map out. It's well, we could. It's kind of pointless. There's nothing else for me to do. Yeah, I could tap into this, get more water, but we've got plenty of water income. Plenty of water income. Plenty coming in. And there's and also, while we could tap the magma, all these magma for power, again, don't build your system like this. This is not the right way to do it. We could tap this for power, and we could also build a petroleum boiler. There's no point in building a petroleum boiler at this stage in the game right now. Although I do like building them, and I think they're all awesome and cool. We don't need to. We're not going to be going into space anymore. Like I planned on visiting all of these asteroids, but I was just starting to get a little apathetic with the rockets. What was making me what was really irritating me was the regolith that we had to drill up. Every time we open these doors, the regolith pile up, and you can't launch your rockets. I don't know why they made that change, that you had to do that. I think it was silly. I think it's a silly addition. You know, do they want you to? Maybe they're forcing you to use this meteor blaster. Like, oh, we got this new mechanic that nobody's using. Let's force the player to use it. Like, why? You know, it was just irritating. And even if we brought this meteor blaster, I tested this thing out. Even if you open these doors, the meteor blaster does not shoot this. It only shoots asteroids. So if you have doors up here, it defeats the purpose. And the only way to counter that is to build sea miners down here out of thermium. And we'd have to build them like up here to drill this out. And I was just like, okay, not playing this game. Not playing this. So I'm just going to drill it out manually and take an extra 2 minutes. And it was just annoying me, and I was not happy about it. But we built all, aside from that, again, I don't know why they changed that, but mine is not to know, I guess. Added in a little gas pump here because the temperature from out here was starting to invade the temperature in here. It's 347. I thought this was oil at once, but it's not. It's naphtha. That's because the plastic ladders that we had up here melted. So we could cool this down if we wanted to. There's no point. All this stuff is made of steel. It's all out into space. It's like, no, that's fine. Like, we'll just put a bunch of Weezeworts up here, and it'll be all good and fine. I did test this out. I'm not a fan of the blast shot. Not a fan at all. Uh, let's see. The base itself, I'm happy with the base. It's not the best base. It's not the best base. Uh, I wanted, however, to build on the side of the map here, on one of the sides of the map. This was the best. Well, this was the only place that we found early in the game, and boom, we had it. So, it's not the most optimal base as far as atmo suits are concerned. Normally, what I would have done is extend the base out this way, and had atmo suits at the bottom on one side or another. That's probably what we could have done, and built the base more in the middle of the map. Like right here. We could have kept the base here and just built outward on both sides, I think. Not with these two guys. We'd have to move down a little bit, I believe. Yeah. Just move down a little bit and have the printing bottom top or something. But I like to try out new base designs. I like to try new things out. Just build differently every time. And instead of having the sleeping quarters on top, we put the sleeping quarters on the bottom. Yeah. This always works out. Having the I like building this. They're not 100% efficient, but I like them. I like these little cool room, frozen rooms. It's just so easy to build. And early game, a couple of Weezwarts, boom, you got your food cooling. We had to build a big Dreco rooms and lots of critter stuff because we were on ravenous hunger. So yeah. Other than that, though, I think we're pretty much done with the map. There's nothing else really for me to do. Cleaned up a lot of stuff just to clean it up and make it look nice. Of course, we've got our steam room here. Oh yeah, and a side benefit of having all the critters, we've got lots of eggshells. They're chopping all this stuff up to make some lime, which we can now make just lots of steel. We have 185 runs of steel that we can do right now. We've got plenty of refined carbon. The biggest challenge on this map, I think, is there's no clay on this map. So you have to get clay. The only way to get clay in order to make ceramic is to have polluted water. Well, there's a couple different ways to do it. One of the ways is to have some polluted water sitting around and having a few deodorizers. You just build a little polluted water thing. If you don't have a polluted water vat, you can get some polluted water by using natural gas generators and what's the other one? Natural gas generators and petroleum generators to produce polluted water. And you just put that in an area and put some destinctifiers on top. But otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I think we're done here. We built all the things. All the things are built. And there's no real reason to go any further. It would just be more drilling, and that's not very entertaining, I think. I mean, I could build a petroleum boiler, but at this stage, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to build a petroleum boiler. We've built those before in the game. We're not going into outer space anymore. We're not using the power from petroleum to power our base. We're using other means. Like once you get in outer space, solar power. Solar power. Solar power. So much power. Just build a huge bank of batteries, solar power, boom. You're done. You're done with needing these. You're done with needing coal generators. You're just done. But that's, of course, kind of mid-game. You still have to build your sea miners up top. You have to build this. You don't need to clear the regolith. we're clearing that just for the food situation. No, we don't need anything here. But yeah, I think that's done. We're done with oxygen not included today and on this base. I enjoyed the Badlands map. It's one of my favorite maps to play on because it's so easy to drill. That's why I like it. I despised Iridio. I hated it every moment of being there because it's just filled with gunk and just gunk. Lots of gunk. There's no slime biomes naturally occurring on this map that I know of. So getting reed fiber through Drecos, if you're going to be using repairs on these things, you're still going to need reed fiber to make these. So you're obviously early portion. You're building a ranch, Dreco ranches that look like this. Something similar to this with a sharing station in them. And I don't think there's a playthrough that I haven't played that I haven't built these glossies. Love the things. That's an easy way to get plastic. Versus having to go down to the well biome to convert oil to make petroleum to make plastic. It's just so good. They're so good. And my preferred method, of course, is Dreco farms. If you're using rumbling tummies and so on and so forth, Paku farms are fine, but if you do have repair of Atmos suits, you're going to need Drecos. You have to have them, because if you don't have Drecos and if you don't have Thimbleweed and polluted water, we were lucky to get this. Where are you going to get your reed fiber to repair your suits? You're going to have to get it from Drecos. So if you're playing on this map, if you're playing on a different map, it's a different story, because you're probably playing on one of the other maps. You're probably going to have slime biomes, which have lots of polluted water and lots of thimbleweed seed, and you can always produce polluted water with different power, using different power. You can use the natural gas as power, and you can use the petroleum as power. I just prefer not to use them because they're a pain in the butt to use. I like just to build them in outer space. And there we go. See, we're getting power from that now. Yeah, look at that. With 5 of these in our power control station. Yeah, I'm very happy with this build. I'm very happy with this. But my mounting frustrations were growing because of this little mechanic, and I'm just not convinced of these. General apathy was taking over towards the end. I was like, I just don't want to do. And there's no reason to drill like I said, there's no reason to drill the map out. There's just some volcanoes on here, and while we could build some different volcanic power supplies, there's no need. We've got all the power we need because we're in outer space. Yeah. So it's nice to have it in the early game. Oh, look, you're finally erupting. Are you little volcano gonna try to heat up my room? No, you're not gonna be able to. There's too much steam in here. Too much steam for your pathetic attempts. Loser, volcano. But we are done with the Badlands, and I unfortunately am done with oxygen not included on the channel. Probably am not going to be playing the DLC unless an absolute bug hits me, or I want to try something new, or they introduce some new content for the original game. I'm not sold on the DLC content. It's kind of meh to me. I don't like some of the mechanics, and I'm not sold on it. So I do like the original game. I like the difficulty of the original game. With rocketry, I don't like the new rocketry content that they use. I think it's a little too easy. I really like being challenged getting up into outer space because it's hard. With the new stuff, it's pretty easy to get in outer space. And it's almost a requirement to get out into outer space quick, so you can get different materials. But you're in outer space in what 250, 300 cycles with the new stuff, and obviously you can transport your duplicates across space and time using I've watched other guys play, so I know I know how the mechanics work on it. Like just send a dude off to the other place. It's okay. You know, I like I just like this difficulty. I really do. I like having to. I like having to work for this. I really like that. This is hard. This is hard getting to the new stuff. It's like, oh, let's just put some refined materials together and slap a rock together and send them off. And the interiors of the rockets, like you got to put some food in there and oxygen and blah, 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 blah. It's just like building a little mini base. That's all it is. And it's a lot. The best way to describe it is there's a lot of micromanagement. Micromanagement in the new deals. There's a lot of that. Now, I don't mind micromanagement, but it can get annoying really fast. So, yeah, there's a lot of that. Getting your rockets together, put a certain amount of food in there, yada, yada, yada. I mean, there's a lot of micromanagement in this, too. But it's like, it's just, I don't want to do it. I'm not that motivated. I'm not that motivated. But who knows? Maybe I'll get the itch. Maybe I'll get the itch to try it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just not convinced. So we're going to be saying goodbye to Oxygen not included on the channel. Well, for now anyway. It's sad though. I love this game. I think it's a great building game. I love building on this with this game, the different systems. And, you know, we've played on every asteroid except one. And we didn't play on it because it's too easy. So we played on the easiest one and the hardest one. And the hardest Badlands, Iridio, and Oasis. I really liked Oasis because of its difficulty. I think that's my far best favorite playthrough of Oxygen not included. This one's the Badlands is just so much fun to play on though because you have just chunks of granite, so easy to drill and find stuff. I really like the map. I really like the fact that it's just iron laying around. But yeah, my favorite playthrough is Oasis because we have what we had to do in order to survive. If you've never watched it, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But I wanted to try out all of the hard settings to see what I thought of them, and I don't think much of them. This is a casual game for me, I think. And I'm no stranger to playing on max difficulty in some games. Putting the settings on, more difficult settings, just increases the length of your game. That's really all it does for you. You know, obviously you have to build more food. You have to have reed fiber. You've got to do a little morale. So it's cycle 1,000. We haven't drilled out the entirety of the map. Like that's not normal. Right? Normally I am done with the map by cycle 1,000 or roughly there. But this is more of a casual game for me, playing and enjoying the building mechanics. And I really like building different systems and trying out new builds. And I always want to try out new base designs and see, see what's. I'm not into min-maxing. I'm not into min-maxing in this game. I just enjoy a casual playthrough, and yeah, there's a lot of things we can do different. You know, one of the things about min-maxing is, and this is what I mean, like leaving space between these is not necessary. Space here, not necessary. But and like, there's no reason to have individual rooms, right? It's only one morale, right? So it's kind of min-maxing-ish, if you will. Smashing things together as tight as they can be. That's kind of min-maxing to me, and using the best materials for the best things, and figuring out. A lot of folks like to do that. I just like casual playthroughs of the game, and I enjoy goofing around with the mechanics, breaking things, making sure, see what, trying new builds and trying new ideas. But we're out of asteroids. We're out of asteroids to visit, and we're out of ideas. I'm out of ideas anyway. There's nothing else I can build. So we're going to be saying goodbye to Oxygen Not Included on the channel. That's my message for the day. We've done all the things. It's the end of an era. And like I say, I don't think I'll get the itch for the spaced out DLC. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. But it's been a fun ride. It's, it's kind of like sending your kid away to college. You're glad as hell they're out of the house, but you're not going to miss them. And I'm not going to miss these duplicates. I hate all of them. I'm going to put them in the magma biome. I've said it before. Say it again. They're greedy. They're evil. They will gladly let their fellow duplicates die just because they don't like their hair color. They're jealous. Evil creatures. Look like these cherub faces. No. Don't believe. They're evil. Every one of them. That's the message. Not really. But yeah, this is the end for Oxygen Not Included on the channel as far as I'm concerned. I want to thank all of you for sticking around and watching, subscribing, commenting, having a lot of fun with the game. And that is going to do it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.